Nahum chapter 3, verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh, Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Shalom, Yasharallah, which means peace, Israel. I'd like to start off by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, Yahweh, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or higher. Bahashem means in the name, Yahweh Shai, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. In the Rakah Kodash is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I would like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders, the great millstone, who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And much love and respect unto you brothers, pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risk your lives and freedom, now more so than ever. May Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Yawan, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing is edifying to the Lord elect. And people, a lot of people in the world are starting to realize that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, okay, the self-proclaimed white man, cannot be trusted, okay? And it ties into what I read in the beginning, Nahum 3, okay, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, lifting the skirts, even though it was talking about the ancient kingdom Nivenah, America, Babylon the Great, is spiritual, is a spiritual representation of Nivenah, man, okay? So, came across this video that the Arrows of Indignation page put together. Okay, I'm gonna let it play, and afterwards I'll bring out some precepts. So here we go.
They used to eat us, fam. They used to eat niggas. What is there to be surprised about for us? Specifically, I don't know what white people was doing when they founded this thing amongst themselves. I don't know what they had going on, but they ate niggas. They used our children as bait. There were plantations where they bred niggas. I don't like them. I don't trust them. I know that.
Yeah, man. And everything that brother said was true. Okay, during the time of chattel slavery, these Edomites, these so-called white people, used to eat us. They used to use our skin for the leather on their furniture. They used our babies as alligator bait or just, hunting bait, period. Okay? They have plantations where they would breed us. The term motherfucker came from slavery, where they will blindfold a male slave and blindfold his mother and make them do, man. These are some sick individuals that the Most High put over us, man. Okay, and all this shit is being exposed, man. Once the unicorn, the internet was established, people was able to see the wickedness of these people, man. Okay. And even before then, they had, books and stuff written about the atrocities that went down on these plantations, man. So I say you got to research and do your, read and study, do your research, study, man, your history.
History of them. I know the history of America. Guess what? The history is playing itself out perfectly in the present. I don't want to mingle with them. I don't want to be friends with them. I will stay far away from them at any job that has predominantly them in it. Let it be the women, too, that I have to...
Hey, they are finally being exposed as what they're described as in the scriptures. Malachi chapter 4, Salakia. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. I'm gonna start at 3. Then I'm gonna start at the top. Malachi 1 and 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said Yahweh. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? And go read Genesis the 25th chapter. It goes into the story of Jacob and Esau. Okay, Esau being Jacob's older twin brother. Okay, but he came out red and hairy all over. That's why his people are the only ones in the earth without pigmentation. That was their progenitor, their forefather. Them pink-skinned bastards, man. But the Most High said, let's keep going. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said Yahweh, yet I love Jacob. And I hated Esau. So the Most High right there says that he hates Esau. He said it through the prophet Malachi. Okay. And laid his mountains waste, and his heritage waste, for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return to build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh, Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. Right. All these places that they built back up, they done built up America, built up Europe, they done built back up our Holy Land, and all these other places where they colonized. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to tear that shit down, man. Okay? Because their rulership is coming to the end. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? And he did that by iconoclasm. Everybody was made in his image. The Most High, the prophets, the saints, the people of the Lord, and the Messiah himself, man. Okay? So let's get back to this video.
Work with. Oh my God, I want nothing to do with them. I don't care.
Man, look, it's so bad. So like, I know I keep stopping the video, man, but oh man. I know Joe said, there you go. Job 30, I believe it's Job 30 and 1. Job 30 and 1, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will not have disdain to set with the dogs of my flock. And that's because Job knew how wicked these people were, how detestable they were. These people, like the chick is saying in the video, they're a virus and they're a scum of the earth, man. Okay? And they must be put out.
They're a virus. They're a parasite. They're the most evil entity I've ever encountered. They have enacted some of the most evil, heartless, soulless atrocities on this earth. And they will not refuse to take accountability for them. They quote-unquote made this country through lies, through biological warfare because they were so unhygienic. They slaughtered, enslaved, made people, groups suffer the most horrible pains and agony that, again, you could imagine, right? People talk about the Holocaust, but literally the Germans got their playbook from them. And
they're all the same people. All those pale skin, pink skin motherfuckers, redneck, they're all the same people. They're the Edomites. Okay? The children of Esau.
the fact that we have any remnants of them still alive, the fact that we have statues of some of the most horrible people that ever walked this land, the fact that we have schools and streets named after demons, and I don't even believe in spiritual shit, but I don't even believe in demons as a like bad thing, but I absolutely believe that they are evil, dark entities of this universe. Like, and there's no other way around it. I don't care. I can't wait for the spell to be broken. And again, I'm not even spiritual like that. Like, it's insanity that we ever thought, as us black people, that we could live alongside of them. Like, I don't get what anybody else was trying to get. Like, at all. I'll never get it. My nervous system heightens when I'm around them because I know that they're up to fuck shit. And I know that whenever somebody my skin tone or darker walks in the room and doesn't automatically fawn to them or make them feel comfortable, that they are on attack for that person. Whether it be in a corporate setting, school setting, outside setting, it doesn't matter. If you are not fawning to them, making them feel comfortable, not addressing, if you're addressing elephants in the room, they will find some way to physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically crucify you.
Yep. That's the nature of our oppressors, these devils, man. Okay? But she talked about a spell being broken. That's Nahum 3 and 5 again. Behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh, Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. Think about a woman out and about. She got on the sundress, and the wind blows, and it blows that skirt over her face. All her business out there. And now she's ashamed. You know, all her secret places are exposed. That's what the Heavenly Father is doing with Esau, man. He's exposing them to all their wickedness that they tried to hide, all their atrocities that they tried to, bury, put a blanket over, that they did to the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because it goes further than just the Negroes, man. The Hispanics, the Native Americans, and some of the Indians, they took part in this devil's wickedness too, man. We all oppressed under this goddamn devil, man. Okay, let's go here to Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. That ambassador among the heathen is the Edomites. That's why they're on top right now. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right. They're the least, but yet they're the most powerful. Okay. Amongst these heathen nations. And everybody around, nobody likes the Edomites, man. All these heathen nations realize and know that the so-called white man is the problem. Esau even knows that himself is the problem. He himself is the problem, but the main ones that are the main problem is the tiny tops and the Americans. Okay? The two biggest mountains on the earth. Mountains represents governments. Verse 3, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, that thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. You know, those they cave dwellers, okay? Whose habitation is on high. That's why they, built up all these skyscrapers. Reminds them of Petra when they were, their homeland. That said in his heart, who will bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said Yahweh. And on the back of the Eisenhower coin, you have an eagle. Look at the the right side of it. It's an eagle laying his nest amongst the stars. That's to show you how proud this devil is, man. And like I said, his pride is deceiving him, man. Okay? It is going to bring the end of him, man, because as the scriptures say, pride goeth before destruction. Okay, let's get this here. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee in the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. It's talking about Esau, Edom. That holdest the height of the hill. He's at the top of the top of the governments, because hills represents governments as well. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from hence, said Yahweh. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, said Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall the son of man dwell in it. And it's talking about, Basra, which the modern day Basra is America. This place is going to be a wilderness after the missiles, get finished and that fire goes out, man. Because the lake of fire is this whole country of America being on fire. Okay. Let's see what I got next. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Start at verse 13. For thou said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. Okay, this is the God complex of these Edomites, man, because they want to be the most high. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the height of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. Like I said, they God complex. That's why they, got this technology, this AI. AI is their God or whatever, and they're trying to push the dog on us, trying to merge us with machine because they want to be like, they want to have that ultimate control like Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's why they're pushing for the Revelation 13:16. Okay, but verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Okay. Yeah, these other nations gonna be like, damn, this was, because once Esau get brought back to that base state that he's running so much from, everybody gonna see and they gonna be like, damn, this is, we was afraid of this motherfucker. But that was that spirit that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah put on him. Okay? Still in Isaiah. Let's go to chapter 47 and start at the top. Come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, talking about America. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans. Chaldeans goes into the witches and magi's. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Yeah, y'all not the poster child of the earth no more, man. Nobody checking for Esau like that. Everybody, hey, that transference of power is that shit is real. Okay, because Jake is the new it thing, as they would say back in the day, man. Everybody checking for Jake. Everybody's going after what Jake likes. Not everybody's going after what Esau likes like they did back in the day. But continuing on, verse 2. Take millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Oh, don't that sound like Nahum 3:1 about the skirt being lifted over the face? Okay. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms, because you were being exposed for the devil, for the witch that you are. Verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance, and have given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Yeah, his inheritance, his people, is the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay? And they showed, like it says in the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, they showed none of us no regard, not even the elderly, down to the babies, man. Okay. Verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. That pride, okay? They felt like they couldn't be touched, especially America. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has something else in plan, okay? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. You know, the sorceries, all the witchcraft and paganism that, they got the people to accept because the people thought it was part of plantation Christianity. Okay, the enchantments, the so-called black culture they put upon us through the music, the TV, movies. Okay, all that's you see the veil is starting to be lifted over these people's eyes, man. Okay, verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou that hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it has risen. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Look at all this stuff that's going on in America, man. The people, they don't have no idea where it's coming from. But the men of the Lord, start with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and try to tell you people that it's coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's coming from the Lord. Okay? Verse 12, stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and say thee from these things that shall come upon thee, but they won't be able to. That's why, they doing all these backroom rituals and all that stuff, man, behind the scenes, okay, because they trying to counteract the will of the Lord, and they trying to continue to kick this can down the road. Verse 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander, everyone to his quarter, and none shall save thee. Yep, because everybody getting tired of this damn devil, man. Okay, and Yahweh's about to bring this devil down. Okay, and the curse of the Edomite is going to be no more. Let me see. All right. And then, going back to that video that the chick had did, going into why they still here. They got to be here because they got to be put into captivity. And after that captivity, which is going to be 1,000 long, drawn out years, these Edomites get rigorous captivity. This is what's going to happen unto them. Obadiah 1 and 18, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire. Salakia. In the house of Joseph, a flame, going into northern and southern kingdom. In the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. Okay? So yeah, after that 1,000 years of slavery or captivity is up, that's it. We're going to burn them alive, and they're not going to be seen or heard of anymore for eternity, which is going to be a blessing, man, because they're nothing but a virus, plague of the earth, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I pray and hope that the edification has been made. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and to you believers and listeners out there. Shalom.